I'm Merijn Geerts. I'm from Belgium, near Leuven, which is a student city with a known university. Um, well, my best backyard performance is 101 loops, together with Evo last year at the virtual team championship. I started ultra running in 2018. And somewhere in 2018 or 19, I got to know, I found this backyard format on the internet, and I know I followed Bigs 2019, where Maggie Guttel won. I think I also already saw the one the year before, and well, it was really something unreachable for me at that time. It seemed like something I already actually had done a backyard over here in Belgium, but to be at Bigs one day seemed something that wasn't possible for me. Um, but it was very inspiring to watch them. So I I did dream a little bit of running at Bigs in Tennessee one day, and then because of the COVID 2020 edition, yeah, it became a real possibility. For me, it was my first real ultra distance, or maybe 1 month before. This was in June 2018. 1 month before, I did my first backyard race. I ran a 50K trail race, which was my longest distance, and then I I I stumbled across this format of a backyard type race in Belgium, which is called Another One Bites the Dust. It hasn't got the official distance, so it's not an official backyard, but it has the same set of rules. And I did, I think, 30 hours and 189 kilometers, something like that. Um, to my own surprise and everybody who was there. So that's when I found out that this format suited me, and I started to like doing these big distances, like 100 miles and more. I did trail races after that. But the backyard format seems to be a little bit of my comfort zone, you could call it. It's very easy to take good care of yourself because you're at the start every hour. You can make sure you have everything you need every hour, and it's also another aspect. It's a very social thing to do. You're there, whether you're the fastest or one of the faster or maybe the slower runners. You're there at the start line every hour with the same people. Uh, and instead of in another race, usually you see the same 5 or 10 people, and the ones that are faster than you, they're gone, and the ones that are slower, they're gone too. So this is a special format. In 2019, I think the record was 68 hours. Maggie Gutterl didn't take it, they got to 60, but the record was 68. And for me, at that time, I was capable of doing something like 30. It also seemed like a crazy amount of loops to run to go over 50 or 60. And then we had the first virtual championship in 2020, where I I came with the idea, or maybe I should tell something else about that. It was actually a few weeks before the race in 2020. Maggie Gutterl, she said in an interview that I read somewhere that she thought that 100 was possible, and she dreamed of reaching this. So I don't know her at all, just from seeing her run at peaks and but this reading this, someone said 100 must be possible. It's like it opened a door in my head because I was still thinking things like I've done 35 now. I know if everything goes well, I can probably do 40 or 50. and maybe, who knows, a little more. But I was never really open to the idea of don't have any limits in my head. And when I read this, I said to myself, okay, if that's what we're talking about, I'm going to go to the start line in 2020 with no goal, just see what happens, and take care of myself as good as possible, and and but don't have any real goal or any limit. And at the time, it was with I turned out to be amongst the last two, together with Karel Sabbe, who you know from Barkley marathons and big fastest known times in the United States. And he won with 75 hours, and I was the assist with 74. So I didn't think it was possible before the start, but we did break the 68 and then go over the 70. In the years after, I changed a few things in the way I took care of myself, some details. I think my body got more adapted also to ultra running, and in 2022 in Rettert, we broke the. I Meanwhile, the 75 was broken a few times by the British guys, John Stocker, and I forgot the other one's name. And then also Harvey Lewis went further. And then I broke it again in Germany at the race of Alex Hall. And I went to 90, and Keith, the Irish guy, was the assist there. But I knew then, I felt I could have gone to 100. Wasn't easy, but I knew 100 was possible. That's the moment I knew if I could have done 100. Of course, you don't know. When I did the 101 with Evo, you don't know in advance if you will be capable of doing it again, and if there will be anybody that goes with you. I think, for example, Phil Gore, the Australian, he could have gone, if he was Belgian, he would have been there with us, or if one of us was an Australian, we would have been there. So you need a little luck. We knew we were going to go to 100 several hours before, so it's not like you do a sprint and then it's gone in seconds, and then you know if you broke a record or not. You know you're gonna break it for hours, but so we never thought it was gonna be that special. But having all the people there cheering for us was yeah, was very special. So I think that's what made it the most special. Of course, sometimes your mind starts playing some tricks with you, and it's not always easy to stay nice and friendly to everyone, like to your crew, the whole time, which is something you should realize, and you should be grateful that they endure also your bad moods, maybe, if there are any. But I don't hallucinate that much. I think we've joked about it. It might be because I don't have enough imagination or something. But I consider that one of my strengths, that I can always be analytical, and even when it's difficult sleep-wise, I realize when I'm in trouble and I need sleep, and sleep deprivation is getting worse. I'm still realizing that this is my problem, and I should try to do something about it. I've had some kind of a hallucination-like experience in a long trail race, but not so much in a backyard. I think food, the good nutrition is very important, but this is a very simple thing to say, and then you can do lots of things wrong nutrition wise. So for me, I don't think it's special. I think lots of the good runners do it more or less like this, but I eat like a breakfast, a lunch, a dinner, and then something in the middle of the night. So I try to have some big meals, normal meals if possible, and not to eat every hour. Maybe just a little bit, but if you're gonna be 3 or 4 days 24/7 busy, and you want your stomach to work every hour all the time, I believe there's going to be a point where it stops. So you have to find a balance between eating well, eating enough, and also giving your stomach a little bit of rest and still have enough energy. So that's a balance you have to find. I think everybody might do it a little bit different, but there's I think you're not gonna do it on like only gels or only sports nutrition. You need some good, normal, healthy food in you. I'm very excited about it, and just well, of course, if you're there, you don't want to go out soon, or you want to. I want to repeat what I've done before. If that makes me the winner or the one that goes the furthest, I don't know. We'll see. But I want to, how do you say, confirm my previous prestations, what I did before. So I'm a little bit maybe a little bit nervous about the trail loop at Bigs, because it'll be just a little bit tougher than what I'm used to in a backyard. So we'll see how it goes, but I'll be curious to see how hard it is exactly, and to see if I can manage it without too many effort. Because if the effort you have to give to get round is just a little bit too high, then you're not gonna. I'll last some time, but that won't be ideal in the end. I think the first backyard was in 2011 or something like that. It only exists for 12 years, this sport. So it must be, if you wonder what's possible, it's impossible that we've reached the maximum after 12 years. So I suppose it can go much further. Will it go much further just now, or it might take a few years? Maybe we break it now with a few loops, and we've used the hashtag breaking 1,000, which is 1,000 kilometers, or breaking 150, which would be 150 hours. I think I've heard other runners speak about this, but will it be possible to do it soon? I think we'll get to 150. Maybe I won't, but and maybe it will be rather soon. Maybe it will take some time, but it must be possible to do 150.